I think you have some very definite ideas about what should be done with Danny.
Maybe he should be taken to a doctor.
Maybe he should be taken to a doctor.
As soon as possible?
As soon as possible.
Jack!
Your pirate ship can eat a bag of dicks. Your pirate ship can eat a giant bag of dicks. Or Kristoff's gonna take a shit on your fucking lawn. Your pirate ship can eat a bag of dicks. Stupid navigator is an alcoholic, and all your crew look like Lego bricks. You better give us all the money in your treasure chest, or Kristoff's gonna take a shit on your fucking lawn.
Okay, today I am going to teach you guys how to make a prison girlfriend. You will need latex glove, depending on the size of the, you know what, McLean. I would recommend the appropriate sized glove. Now, life hack. No matter how big the glove isn't a serious repercussion on success. The smaller the glove is, could have possible fail, so just get large gloves to start with. Then you'll need some kind of a towel. Personally, nothing too big unless you're into big towels. Then some kind of a rubber band. Too tight of a rubber band, maybe venturing a little bit too young if you're a pedophile piece of shit, you know, maybe that's an option for you. That and killing yourself. So, first thing you do, oh, how am I going to get around this? Hang on, Billy. Billy, I might have an option here. There. Perfect. We got shit. Got this all figured out for Billy, because I know how he is. What are we looking at today? We're looking at Hard Blue Freeze. Mike's hard lemonade series. The Blue Freeze contains alcohol. We like that. Nobody makes lemonade like Mike's. Premium malt beverage with natural flavors and certified colors. At least they're certified colors. Doesn't really give you a clue on what Blue Freeze tastes like. I instantly think of the water in a porta potty. Let's hope it's something different. So far, looks a lot like the water in a porta potty. I hope it's good, because this is a big glass and it's a big can, and there's still going to be some left in the can after filling the big glass. I don't know if I've ever had anything from Mike's that I have not liked. And right off the bat, it smells just like those Blue Freezy sticks. Whatever those were. Blue raspberry? Blue something? Is that like safety wire? Cheers. Oh, yeah, it's just like letting one of those mostly turn to liquid, just enough to still kill some brain cells. But then add alcohol to it. Okay, so we did go shooting today. I, on the other hand, brought one thing. My carry gun. Not this one. No. Yeah. And, Sharky, you remember when you said, oh, you know, it's an HK, so there's absolutely no reason to even bother testing it. You can just carry it right away. You were right. And now Now I tried to tell Smile Money this, and I'm sure if he spent 5 more seconds of thinking about it versus just trying to be a smart ass, he would have come to the same conclusion. These are non-adjustable sights. Fixed. That's what they call it in the technical world. Fixed. Like, she's probably not. So all I did was took and ran the green dot over until it hovered right on top of the front post. Now, having said that, as part of full disclosure, I basically put 17. I put 15 rounds inside of what would have been, Matt, a 6-inch circle. I put 15 of 17 inside of, and we were standing at, we were double what I normally shoot at up at Island Lake, and instead we were probably, instead of like 10 to 15 feet, we were more like 15, at least 15 yards. But now, having said that, I'm not making excuses. Matt shot the fuck out of this. And I'm like, so are you using the sights? He goes, no, I'm using the dot. And I'm like, so, he goes, yeah, I just put the dot right there, and that's exactly where the round went. So, it's an HK, just like the other VP. It's a tack driver. So it just kind of goes, do you want to be carrying a dotted pistol into the world of everyday carry, or do you want one that's not? I have to say, I have a fondness for both of them, because it's the first gun that I actually felt that I wasn't settling on something. It simply does everything well. A quick recap. 1, I can can it if I want to later. The sights on this thing glow like, it is so frickin' bright that when I stagger into the bedroom an hour or 3 after Christine's gone to bed, I kind of hold this against my side, because if I figured if I aimed it, which would be, she's over there, so the sights are aimed at her. If she woke up, she might think an alien is invading and start whipping pillows at me. Extremely bright. Feels good in the hand. You still have other options to change side panels, the back strap, various options in mag capacity. The one on my side, I carry the extended, which then gets me to, what was it, over a month ago? Whenever I got this, I sent in for the rebate, and went to HK site and ordered up the mags that I wanted, and cue the crickets on that. I really like the fact that it has the charging paddles on the back of it, that it's ambied, and that it's a frickin' tack driver. Other than that, since the last time we got together, I decided to take the Viper, which I decided to take the Viper off because the Viper is something where you have to press a button to turn it on, and I like the idea, and again, I already had this. I picked this up for $100 less than the cost of new, and it was new. The only difference between this and the one on the HK is that this is just a red dot. You cannot make it a circle. You cannot make it a circle with a dot. It's just a dot, and it's a big dot in comparison to the. And again, I did the exact same thing, Smile Money. I just walked it into to hover over that front shake awake, and that is a real thing. I try to sneak up on them. I keep putting it on like the table, and then try to look through it to see if the dot's on. And as soon as you move it at all, the dot turns back on. Solar charging, side load battery. You don't have to take it off the gun like you do the Viper. And yeah, I just thought that was a nice fit for this. I really like this pistol, and I figured if I'm gonna run optics on it, I'm gonna run good optics on it. So I put the Holosun on here. So then I started thinking about the Viper. You know what would be really cool is to put the Viper on my 80%er equivalent to a G19. So, I'm not exactly sure. I do know what this slide is. It's an Excalibur, and I'm assuming that you have to buy their specialty plates because the Viper would not fit down in between the cuts on the slide. So that means the only way it's going to work is to sit on top of the slide, on top of probably a proprietary plate. But come on, man. You're not going to pull one over on someone like me. I figured this shit out. Look at that. You know that's a winning combination there. You don't want to use baling wire or tape because when the slide has to reciprocate, you need it to. It's a rubber band, so it'll stretch along with wherever you place the optics. So I'm feeling pretty good about this. I'll have David fire it first. We'll see how it turns out. And then I decided I took the Streamlight, not the Chinese knockoff piece of absolute junk. I took the Streamlight off of Ed's gun, the 4006, and put it on the operator. I figured if it had a rail on it, I don't have a holster for it anyway. I don't have a holster that will work with a railed 1911, so no matter what. So. And the surprising thing is this, I did not adjust that for this particular pistol, and it's like exactly on. Okay, first the Smile Money saying first, and then evidently he's talking to himself. He says, slipping my ass, Eric, sometimes I stop, oh, he must be talking to me. Sometimes I stop to smell the roses. I bet Matt wasn't smelling roses during that review. Huh. And then Cobra thinks he's funny and has a bunch of laughing hymns. Billy. Cold-hearted bastard, 2 thumbs up and 2 shots. Then Rich says, cheers all. Cheers, Rich. And then Cold-hearted bastard has 2 thumbs up and 4 shots. And then El Tenda says, hey, little buddy. Multi-Gunman says, I'm early, now what? Drink. Smile Money says, you have the pleasure of watching this before the rest of the world. Mr. 27 says, I'm late, enjoy. Billy, did poor Shark Boy shoot any of the guns on the counter? Oh, then he... Then he says, I experienced premature questionation. My bad. Sharky says, yeah, a bunch of them. You know, I don't know why, but in my brain I just saw pulling out all of the 10mm pistols as pulling one over on old Sharky, and the more I looked at the pile of guns, realized how well he actually did. Off the top of my head, now that I think about it, I don't think the Grand Power, I mean, he'd be happy to answer these for me. Off the top of my head, I do not recall him shooting the Grand Power. I don't think it went. The Black Hawk, I don't think he shot that because in lieu of the 610, I think it's a 610. I'm not even sure. I don't know if I've ever even talked about it. It's something Smith & Wesson made. I don't know. and I still haven't put it away, but I know he didn't. I know he didn't shoot the brick, even though the more that this gets, this used to not function at all. But typical of a barrel from you know, those people. I can't even remember now. I had nothing but problems with their barrel on the race gun, and this one kind of is the same way. But you know, you get out and actually shoot it a little. I realize, you know, it's kind of like just, it's almost like a good truck gun. You know, just defend yourself. Someone walks up to the door, doof, and you just keep driving. Yeah, someday I guess I'll find somebody that has some skill set to turn this into something. I mean, either that or I'll grab my grinder. I mean, how hard can dovetails be? It's real easy to round off the edges. I'll put some lightning cuts in this thing. Ooh, thought it was a 5.7 there for a second. The mag was ejected. But then again, I'm not exactly sure why that would be a thing. Seems how if you... Other than competition, I am starting to see a world of extended mag release buttons as being a complete and utter waste of time. That's pretty good. Bad. Greetings, Captain. Greetings, bad. Then he says, nothing ever gets deleted from the internet. YouTube, hold my beer. Yeah, no shit. Then he says, the beer gets less head than I do. Ooh, that one made it. Hey, well, welcome to my world. It's okay. I don't enjoy that anyway. Mike says cheers. Cheers, Mike. Just so you know, David J. Effing Brown actually stopped at the post office and mailed out your stuff before he stopped here to pick up the payment. So, you should have that in a couple of months. Just kidding. Then Mike says the beer is dark as used motor oil. Yeah, that was one of the more everything Imperials I've had. Dark, clingy. I mean, that was like dating a 18-year-old girl. Flavors. The smell, a lot of times, not all the time, but a lot of times I've found that a lot of beers, if they were to taste anything like they smell, well, this is just completely going in the wrong direction. I'll just say that the one doesn't match the other most of the time, and that one was one of the very first ones that I can even remember where you poured the beer and then went, I hope if this tastes half of how it smells. You know what I'm saying? My eyes are burning. You know, it's embarrassing. Not lately, actually for quite a while now, my eyes will just, they'll just start like wet, like tearing up, or I don't know, I think someone tried to tell me once it could be dry eye, and I'm like, my eye is watering, so that's why I have dry eye? Is this liberal logic? Speaking of liberal logic, liberals don't have logic. How many of you guys saw the Tucker Carlson interview with Putin? 2 hours and like 9 minutes long. I've almost listened to it in its entirety twice now, and I have to say. But then again, I might be weird by saying this, but I personally do not think that Putin is anywhere near the shit that you hear from our media and from our government. And personally, after watching that interview, it just seems like, it doesn't seem like the kind of guy I'm going to go, hey, Putin, hey, what are you doing, man? Yeah, I just picked up Opus X, and yeah, they're pretty good. They were like $35 a piece. Yeah, I got you one. I was just wondering, do you want me to bring over some Octomore? Are you more in the Lefroy tonight? Let's chill, watch some midget porn. But if you actually watch that interview, I definitely would be curious as to other people's thoughts on it. To actually stand here and think for a moment that our government or our media, one or the other, would possibly lie and try to make it look like somebody is what they're not? Nothing says fun like coming in the back door. Din, show prep, take a sip. Din, I just want you to know, overall, I thought I was having a good day, but just mere hours ago, it turned out that it didn't, and I really don't know if I, should drink or cry or whatever. I don't really want to get into it, but I was so fucking pissed off that I honestly thought about letting you, Johnny, and Joey know that I am not doing the show tonight. I am just not into it. And then I decided that maybe what I need is, I know, the drink to forget, have a couple of cocktails and come down here and hang out with you guys and hang out with guns and booze and try to change my my mood. And but I guess the moral of the story is I have done no show prep. I know this kind of might be a decade-long theme. That doesn't happen much. You guessed it. Smile Money. I am very angry with Matt. You do not go to the Special Olympics and get upset when Matt runs the race in the wrong direction. You just make sure he gets a hug when they ever catch him. Wade says, I never get mad with Matt either. I just close my eyes and say, this too shall pass, like when you are constipated. Hang on, I have to come up with the right response. And the ninja. And the Ninja. Smart money, 10 millimeter must be like Lay's potato chips for you. You cannot stop at just one. You have more money in holsters than most people have in guns. No, well, maybe. I gotta remember, I have a lot of holsters that were sent to me so that I could tell you what I really think of them. Actually, I have a box that's heaping sitting right here that just has the ones that I may or may not still possibly use. But in all honesty, if it's not a leather holster, nothing against Pete, if you hear this, nothing against you, but any holster that I have, I would rather have an exact same version of that, but in leather instead of Kydex. I think it's just, I don't know, I gotta take that back. On an inside the waistband, for sure if it's an outside the waistband. I mean, and if it's for a 1911, I can just not bring myself to the point of putting a 1911 in a Kydex holster. And I think, and as a matter of fact, I should grab it and bring it upstairs, because I can't remember if it is or it is not, because I was stupid and didn't write on the holster. Yeah, I know. When you have a problem where if you're not writing what in the hell the holster is for, why is that down here? And that. And that. And that. And those. And that. Good Lord. I think I had Pete. I think Pete made this for Ed's gun. It's thin like a 1911, so, but I never wrote it on here. I gotta bring this upstairs, and I mean it's badass. I mean, when it comes to a Kydex holster, it's pretty much Pete's work or none. And none of these, I can't experiment with any of these because the only one that has a chance is, ooh. I don't remember whose holster this is anymore. They basically took Kydex, then they wrapped it. I did use this. I did use this for a long time, but it's supposed to be for a Glock, but it actually works unrestricted for this guy, which means it would probably work for the rest of the 80%ers. I mean, it really doesn't matter, because as much as I would say I had desire to carry this at one time, I don't anymore. Other than if someone said, hey, oh, G-Code, what do you think of the G-Code holster and carrying that? Because I'm thinking about that combination. Okay, let me carry it for a few days and I will let you know. Other than that, the VP has kicked everybody's ass. This also works universally. This was a civilian holster. I don't remember. It used to have a YouTube channel. And the surprising thing is how many pistols that I stick into this and they work perfectly. And why do you say, why is that a mystery, Eric? Because he made it for an XDM. And I was sad when I no longer had an XDM in the collection. I have never tried the Elite in this because I like having the Baldor laser flashlight in that. But I thought this was a classy holster, even though Pete didn't make it. Okay, I digress. Let me move on. What time is it? Spy Money says, wait, FBI interference, Russians collusion hoax to make believe impeachments, overlooking payments from China, Ukraine, bleach bit of hard drive, and was subject to a subpoena, not responding to an attack on our embassy, then actually should have some action being warranted. I don't know. It almost sounds like you're making up shit about Hillary Clinton. Come on. You're right. Trump's an asshole. Remember when the guy on the street walked around doing that, though? He said everything that Hillary Clinton has done. And they're like, yeah, more proof that Trump's an asshole. Oh, I'm sorry. I have that wrong. That's Hillary Clinton, not Trump. I still wouldn't vote for Trump. That's because you're still a fucking retard. Poco says, well, hello there. Poco? Poca anus? EMT 707, I'm just hoping to see her twice in this review. I'd take a pic of my Amish girl next time I go shopping, but I don't want to steal her soul. No, it's okay. You can do that. This was his God, just get out of my way, you piece of shit. Sorry. I love it when the ad pops up right over where I need to put my pointer. Right there. Yep. As you'll see, but if you notice, we got some good side boob, and maybe there's even a little response to the weather going on right there. Sorry, EMT, I meant to. These eyes have seen a lot of love. She's cute. If your Amish girl looks anything like that, she's definitely, yeah, cute. J-Dog here at work.
That was bullshit.
Jolson says G10, as in grips. Oh, I want to order different grips for this, but I actually got authorization. And after today, I'm not even asking for authorization. I'm just going to do it. Sorry, G10. G10 is a miss. I tell you what, fucking Biden can't do it, but Jolson's building that wall. Sharky says, love the slow march, mate. Jolson says, we need more cowbell. So, Jolson, I'm just thinking, you know what you need in your life? Is you need a 7 psalm. Well, that's right, I should say it in case you're wearing headphones. I'm on 2, 1. Fucking Jolson. Jolson meeting people for the first time. Hey, you're Jolson? You're the guy that always calls cowbell? Jolson peanut butter stout sounds amazing to me. Oh my god. Oh my god. What did I do? Did I throw the can away? I should not have thrown the can away. I have to save this label. I have never seen this up here or heard from this brewery up here, but this may be one of the best stouts that I have ever had. The best stout? No doubt. See what I did right there? This is not a good place to put this, but I'm going to put it there anyway. Right next to the Nixon Now. EMT 5515, cough, cough, sniff, sniff. Oh, God. Let's look. Oh, he wants to play doctor. She's worth covering with this one. Uh-huh. It looks like she's checking my my head pressure. Cobra, what is your least favorite 10mm pistol? Christine's. Smith & Wesson. I could give a shit about that one. Cobra, God, oh, Cobra, why don't you just pop on over and ask me if you had to get rid of one of your daughters, which one would be the first one to go? Fuck, I don't even want to answer. I refuse. Cobra, I take the fifth, okay? The only hint that I would give you, and I'm not even saying that I even have a gun in mind, it would have to be at a bare minimum, it would have to be one of the ones that is still in production. That way, I'd be able to get it back if I had to get rid of it. The short answer is there isn't a single 10mm. I have made this comment to you. I have made this comment to everybody. You want to come and wipe my ass out? That's fine. The 10 as long as the 10mm are still here, I'm okay. Oh, and the VP9. Cobra, I don't. See, I can't even say the one at the bottom of the pile would be even the Glock, because the Glock is in the MCK chassis. So not only is this something that, as silly as it sounds, like I've said, Christopher, the biggest stick up his ass person that I know. And I figured the one person that I would hand that thing to, and he would, I mean, I don't know if he's even going to hear me say this, so I'm not going to mention any names. I evidently have lost friendship with somebody because I said that I liked the fucking MCK. I mean, I didn't realize that was such a touchy subject, but having said that, I mean, I watched Christine shooting a G17 and doing pretty good. Nothing like the way both of us seem to shoot little tiny guns, where I have to literally aim in the black spot to hit her from 14 feet. I don't know. So she's doing roughly okay. I mean, in her mind, it's not as good, because if they don't all knock out the red dot, she's not happy with herself because she beats herself up. But now you take that same pistol, put it in the MCK, hand it to her, and there was like 17 holes all shot inside of like a 2-inch circle. I mean, the entire center of a clean target fell out, and she's just like, damn, what is this? It was the same gun that you just shot that you bitched about because it was a Glock. Well, I authorize you to get one of these. As soon as we get home, baby, I'm going to get one for a G20. Or you can put a G21 in there. So, yeah, I can't even say I'd want to just throw my Glock under the bus because it sits in that MCK chassis. And like I said, when I handed it to Christopher, I fully expected him, of all people, to just bitch and diss on this thing. And I hand it to him, and we had 25, 75, and 100-yard steel targets. And I'm not sure he missed a single shot. And he's like, dude, this was a cross-air hit at 25 yards, at 75 yards, and at 100. Now, I'm not sure if you could recreate that if you put a G21 in there, the 45 ACP, because at 100 yards, you're not really getting any drop out of a 10-millimeter round. So, and he just stood there and looked at the thing, and I go, so, are you about to... We will not be talking to you right now either. Are you about to knock on that? I'm ready for it. And he goes, no. He goes, this is fucking awesome. And he goes, and I thought maybe being that you had the scope on it instead of, say, just a red dot. And he goes, but the more I thought about it, my field of view out of that 4-power or 6-power, whatever the hell, 6-power, whatever it is, come on, man. It has the starburst effect. He's like, no matter, he goes, it's like the same view if you would have put your a typical red dot on it. So now, Cobra, I guess the only thing I could even say, and I still don't have one in mind, is the only one I would even be willing to be the first one to go bye-bye would have to be one that I could still do again. And off the top of my head, that's Rock Island still makes both of the 2011s, the double stack, or I don't know, they call that one a 2011, but usually a 2011 is signified as a double stack mag. So the heavily under-framed, the RoboCop, the green grip one, and the double stack are both still in production. The Glock's still in production. The Smith & Wesson, is obviously still in production. But just no Cobra, no. What would be the first 10-millimeter you'd let go? Anything other than a 10-millimeter. Oh, sorry, least favorite. So I guess technically, what's my least? Just to stick with the least favorite part. I don't even know if I can even say that because they all fit. I mean, I'll go up to Island Lake with Christine and Dave and Bunky, and this weekend I will bring those 4, and then the next weekend I might bring those 3. So as long as they're all running right, and now that the Kimber has gotten over its failure to load the next round. It's just a matter of, okay, I shot you recently. We need to bring you guys out. Least favorite. Okay, Cobra. If I have to commit to just answering this question, I would say, just on the fact that what's the one that I have had out the least in the last, say, 5 years, it would probably be the Grand Power. Now, it sat behind a row of guns on the top shelf of my safe, and it got overlooked for a while, and then when I was clearing the safe out and trying to find something else, I was like, oh shit, I forgot all about the Grand Power. Christ, I think I've even done, here is my 10-millimeter, and afterwards I was looking at the bench going, I didn't have the Grand Power out there. I would say the Grand Power because I really struggle with things like the mag release and loading it. I broke I broke a Lula loader trying at around round number 11 out of 14. I broke a Lula loader. I don't understand why things are so... I've left the mags for that loaded since the day first time I ever went out there, first time I ever tried loading a mag and realized how stiff they were. I'm like, I'm just going to leave it loaded. Well, here we are all these years later, and it's almost like anyone that says, oh, don't leave your mags loaded because the springs will wear out. Well, I wish they would wear in, because they're certainly not wearing out. So I suppose if I just don't want to get rid of it, but if I had to answer your question, my least favorite is probably the Grand Power, because of struggling with the stiffness of the mag release and loading that thing. I mean, when manufacturers make it so that if you want to +1 a gun, drop a round in it, send the slide home, then take a fully loaded mag and put it up inside of it, and it's like, ugh! You feel like you have to put it on the ground and kick it just to get that mag to seat. I like it when companies accommodate for that. For instance, +1ing either of the HKs, mag right now. The mag has 17 rounds in it, and it's +1. No effort at all. Tell you what, all guns, all pistols are not the same, that's for sure. And let's never have this conversation again, Cobra. Cobra says E5. E5 is a hit. And Sharky says boom. It's more like a bang, Sharky, not really a boom. I know, you're going, but that's all I can tell you. It's a hit. Cheapo gun guy. Tiger got to hurt, bird got to fly. Man got to sit and wonder why. Tiger go to sleep, bird go to land. Man got to say, "Fuck your body! Fuck your body! Fuck your body!" McLean, I don't want to tonight, Eric. Stay down there tonight and lock the cage door. What a bitch. McLean, Eric, I've recently made a big discovery about eating that ass. This is going to change everything in the eating ass community. Matt Davis. More Matt.
That is such fake news.
McLean, Eric, don't be afraid. Just breathe through your ears. Okay. Hang on. I gotta top off. Sharkey. How you doing, little buddy? You okay? McLean, Eric, please take it easy with the teeth, baby. You're killing me. McLean, I speak for all of us when I say no more Diddy Moore. What? Mr. 27 says 39th. Then he says, I'm late. Then he says, no salty man here. Then he says, extremely dark beer. Then he says, Brew Bomi, you don't need those anti-cowbell people. Double down on the cowbell ringing, Mr. Brew Bomi, sir. Here's the problem, though. I believe for every one of you pro cowbell people, there's at least one of you that is against that. And the girls' party is tomorrow. I was trying to show my lovely wife that even though I don't have a job, I'm not completely useless. camel toe. And so I was knocking it out of the park today, and I decided to rearrange the counter. And Tardisius, if you hear me say this, I think I owe you a gigantic I'm sorry. I found a can of the Cowbell beer, an empty can that I was supposed to send to you. Nice timing. So I'm gonna have to get that out to you, and of course I'm not exactly sure what to send to the guy that appears to have everything, or at least every knife and Zippo ever made. I mean, thanks to him, I have some really cool Zippo. This one here, which is I've never used because it meant a lot to me, and it's in the magnetic Zippo display stand, my Star Trek Zippo. That oh boy, holy shit! I should not have even mentioned this. I apologize, Tardisius. It's a train wreck. I guess you don't realize. Here's a little thing. That's how that Zippo used to look. At the very, very bottom of it, where it sits in the display, and the rest of it now looks like complete shit. Hell, just wiping it out. Oh, Jesus Christ! Just trying to clean the impregnated dust off of it. I know it would polish up and it would be A-okay again, but boy, when it sits there and that slowly happens, I guess you don't realize how terrible time is on some things. I mean, I realize what it's like. I just go over to the... Yep, I've never had fire on this guy. It's at least not covered in dust. Okay. I don't think I ever... I don't know why I'd have it looks like it fell behind the TV. That can't happen anymore because I actually brought that TV down here. See, now we can have dual girls. I can just hang that This 27, I am the new smile guy. Am I the new smile guy? I hope not. Wade, the older I get, the more I start to think, then I realized I was wasting my time. Moments I have. Oh, we gotta be at home stretch. A Sharky comment. Cheers all. Hey, didn't shoot that. The happy stick fell out of the front grip when I picked it up and puked out all of the rounds all over the floor. All whatever's in that in the happy stick for that. Every single one of them is like. See, I don't understand. I mean, I realize that Sharky's not the only one this has happened to. Here, make this easier. Just leave the sling hanging. There is no way. You know, it just seems like it's so locked up in there. I mean, it's just that right there that I don't know. It's almost like you got it, and it still sort of stays out a little bit. It's almost like you gotta, just like with the Kydex holster, take the heat gun, heat that up, and push it on in. But lo and behold, on the newer version of this, they made it so that it was a push button, just like this. So no, I don't know how I'd feel about actually running and gunning, unless of course you're just going to use this as a. So I suppose if somebody saw this, they'd be going, oh my God, you can't use that as a, you can't have that on a pistol. Don't worry, it's not a pistol. It's a really, really tiny rifle. Guess I can answer that question. It's a 4-power. Tis but only a 4-power. Is the battery still good in this? Seriously? You gotta have a pipe wrench to turn it? Wow. Wow! I don't know how good I'd call that battery. On spot number 11, I don't know if I'd see that in the dark. Or in the sunlight. Only in the dark. You don't necessarily have to have it when you're outside. But yeah, it doesn't have actually like a bullet drop or anything like that. They call it a starburst. It's just a circle with the lines on the outside and a dot in the middle. Yeah, so Sharky, I don't know how he did it. Maybe this fell to the ground, the base plate broke off of it, and we had that many rounds everywhere. And like I said, if something were to go bad, I put the quick release set up on here, then I can just go over to just flip ups. But I just don't see a reason. I don't care what Sharky says. This thing's badass. And it's got a Wazer and a flashlight. Sharky 4110, all of a sudden I get a craving for some Asian clam. Don't know why. I don't know. Is she even Asian? Okay, then Sharky says Juliet 5. J5. J5 is a misdemeanor. Sharky says SSH classic poster, old school wrestling. Gotta love it. Yeah, baby. Okay, well, I'm behind. Can you just bring that over to the club? I don't care. I guess I'll answer the question first. Like everything I've ever had from Mike's Hard Lemonade, this one is good, and I would definitely get it again. It's the first time I've ever even seen this one, and it was at a Quick Trip over in Wisconsin. I'm gonna have to look around if they offer, you know, like 12-pack, 12-ounce cans of this. Hell yeah! You know, for those times that you say, you know what, I just don't want a beer, but I want to get drunk. Mike's. Oh, so on the on the non-E scale, I'm not even sure. You know, it's like, I don't know if I've ever even given a 10, even though I call it a non-E scale. But I'd give this overall, I'd give it a 9. I like the taste. It's sweet without being overly sweet. It's like the adult version of traveling back to your childhood and getting drunk. Nice Napilii. Rich says, cheers, clubbers. 46 minutes ago. Does that mean we've been here for 46 minutes? An hour. Bad says, howdy, clubbers. Can we get a...
Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
I'll give you 2.
Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden! Fuck Joe Biden!
And then another poem. Eric found a stout, quite elite. Peanut butter marshmallow, a treat. In batch 15's embrace, a smile on his face. His taste buds danced with every beat. Bad. Mike says SH. SH Mike. Jolson says 200 Sunny Slopes. Club needs more cowbell. Sorry, contractual obligations. I can only cowbell once. And Din says do a schwat. Boom. Okay. Okay, hitting the button, fulfilling all of those 80s dreams. Okay, tomorrow, that will be touch and go. I'd have to have one done by now, because right now I'd already be screwed 24 hours from now, figuratively, not literally. So, cheers.